This is Jack, your coach after 60, and I'm about to tell you something that might surprise you. You've been eating oats every morning for years, thinking it's the healthiest choice for breakfast. You might even tell yourself, I'm doing something good for my heart, my digestion, and my overall health. I mean, oats are fiber-rich, nutritious, and full of benefits, right? But here's the truth that too many people overlook. Oats can be a wonderful part of your diet, but if you're eating them every morning without paying attention to a few key mistakes, you could actually be doing more harm than good, especially if you're over 60. You see, the problem isn't the oats themselves. The problem is how you're eating them and what you don't know about their impact on your body over time. As we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to the foods we consume, and even something as healthy as oats can have hidden dangers if not used correctly. Jack LaLanne always said, your body doesn't stop because you age. It stops because you stop using it. But here's something else he would tell you. You don't just age by getting older, you age by doing the wrong things over and over. In this video, I'm going to break down the 7 hidden dangers of eating oats every day and the simple changes you can make to keep oats a healthy and balanced part of your routine. By the end of this video, you'll learn why you may be harming your digestion by eating oats the wrong way, how to avoid blood sugar spikes that are triggered by excess carbs in your oats, the truth about eating oats without proper balance and how to fix it. But before we get started, I want to ask you for something personal. My dream is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. We're so close, only about 100 people away from that goal. If you're over 60, or if you know someone who's over 60, and these videos help you feel empowered to take control of your health and nutrition, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me, and more importantly, it helps this message reach more older adults who deserve the truth about their health. And in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing messages like Houston, Texas, San Diego, California, Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, California, or wherever you are. It helps me picture you while you're in your kitchen, learning the truth about oats. Now let's jump into it. Mistake hash 1. Thinking oats are a one-size-fits-all food. Here's the first fatal mistake. Thinking that oats are a miracle food that works for everyone in the same way. We've all heard it before. Oats are healthy. They lower cholesterol. They're full of fiber. They're great for digestion. But here's the catch. Oats are not a one-size-fits-all food. Yes, oats are a nutritious food. They're a great source of soluble fiber called beta-glucan, which can help lower cholesterol and improve heart health. They're also packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. But here's the issue. Not everyone reacts the same way to oats. And just because oats are good for many people doesn't mean they'll be good for your body every single day. Here's a true story about Samantha, 65. From Houston, Texas. Samantha had been eating oatmeal every single morning for years. She was doing everything right, eating oats with water and sprinkling a little cinnamon for flavor. But after a while, she started noticing digestive issues, bloating, gas, and constipation. She thought, well, oatmeal is supposed to help with digestion, right? But the more she ate oats, the worse her symptoms got. When we looked closer at her routine, the issue was clear. Samantha's oats were too much for her digestive system. She was eating a large bowl of oatmeal every morning, with very little protein or fat to balance the high carbohydrate content. Here's the problem. Oats are high in carbohydrates, and while they're packed with fiber, they don't contain enough protein or healthy fats to balance out that carb load. Without that balance, her blood sugar levels were spiking, which caused her to feel bloated and sluggish after breakfast. The solution? Reduce her portion size. Instead of a full bowl, we cut it down to 1/2 a serving. Add protein and healthy fats. She began adding a tablespoon of chia seeds, almond butter, or a scoop of protein powder to her oats. Pair with other veggies or fruit. We encouraged her to add berries, spinach, or avocado to make her breakfast more balanced. After a week, her bloating reduced significantly, and her energy levels improved. So what's the key takeaway from this mistake? Oats are healthy, but the portion size and what you pair them with matters. Just eating oats alone won't work for everyone, especially if you're over 60 and need to balance carbs with proteins and fats. Mistake hash 2. Eating oats without considering their glycemic impact. Here's the second fatal mistake. Eating oats without considering their glycemic impact, especially if you have blood sugar concerns. While oats have a low glycemic index GI, compared to some other foods, they can still cause a blood sugar spike if eaten incorrectly, and especially if you're over 60. Let me explain why this happens. Oats are made up of complex carbohydrates, which are broken down into sugars in your digestive system. While oats have a lower GI than refined sugars, they still have a moderate glycemic index, which means they can cause a rise in your blood sugar,
particularly if you're eating large portions or if you're not pairing them with other nutrients like protein or fat. Here's a real example from Rita, 70, from San Diego, California. Rita had been eating a large bowl of oatmeal every morning with fruit and honey, thinking it was the healthiest option. She felt great in the mornings, but as soon as she checked her blood sugar 2 hours later, it was through the roof, well above 150 mg/L. She was confused. After all, oatmeal is supposed to be healthy, right? What she didn't realize was that she was eating a lot of carbs without enough balance. She had a large serving of oats, plus a sweetener, honey, and fruit, which gave her a sugar spike. So what's the lesson here? If you have blood sugar concerns, you need to watch your portion sizes. Pair oats with protein like nuts, seeds, or Greek yogurt, and healthy fats like avocado or almond butter. Avoid eating high-carb oats with extra sugar, honey, or large amounts of fruit. By switching to a smaller serving size of oats and adding more protein and healthy fats, Rita was able to stabilize her blood sugar, and her energy levels became much more consistent throughout the day. So don't fall into the trap of thinking more oats equals more health benefits. Pay attention to how they affect your blood sugar, especially if you're over 60 and managing health conditions like diabetes or insulin resistance. Mistake #3. Ignoring the importance of oat variety. Here's the third fatal mistake. Ignoring the importance of oat variety. Many people stick to instant oatmeal or the same old rolled oats every day, thinking it's all the same. But guess what? Not all oats are created equal. Oats come in several different forms, and each type affects your body differently. Let me break it down for you. Instant oats. These are highly processed and have a higher glycemic index, which means they can cause a more rapid blood sugar spike. They're also lower in fiber and nutrients because of the processing. Old-fashioned rolled oats. These are less processed and retain more nutrients and fiber. They have a lower glycemic index than instant oats, but they're still processed to some degree. Steel-cut oats. These are the least processed form of oats and have a low glycemic index. They're also packed with fiber and nutrients, making them the best option if you want to get the most out of your oats. Here's what happened to David, 68, from Dallas, Texas. David had been eating instant oatmeal every day for years, thinking it was the healthiest option. He didn't realize that the instant version was highly processed, with fewer nutrients than other forms of oats. When David switched to steel-cut oats, he noticed a huge difference in how he felt after breakfast. He had more sustained energy throughout the morning, and his blood sugar remained much more stable. The lesson? Choose steel-cut oats over instant oats for better health benefits. Instant oatmeal might be convenient, but it's not your best choice if you want to get the full nutritional power of oats. When you eat more whole, less processed oats, you'll get more fiber and better digestion, plus more long-term energy. Conclusion of part 1. In this first part, we've covered the first 3 fatal mistakes when eating oats every day. Thinking oats are a one-size-fits-all food. Portion size and balance matter. Ignoring the glycemic impact of oats, especially if you have blood sugar issues. Choosing processed oats over more natural, less refined options. By paying attention to these mistakes, you can enjoy oats every day without the hidden dangers. In the next part, we'll cover mistakes 4 through 7, plus practical tips for adding oats to your diet in a healthy, balanced way. If you're still with me, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join our growing community of people who want to age in the best way possible, not just the easiest way. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll continue this conversation, and make sure you're eating oats in the best way possible for your health.
Part 2/3, mistakes 4, 5, 6 plus weekly plan, plus mindset mistake #4. Ignoring the importance of a balanced diet with oats. Here's the 4th fatal mistake. Ignoring the importance of a balanced diet while eating oats. Many people believe that eating oats every day is a ticket to health, but they forget one key element, balance. While oats are great for providing fiber, protein, and a range of nutrients, eating them alone every day without other sources of protein and healthy fats can lead to nutritional imbalances. When you eat only oats, especially without a variety of other foods to balance it out, you risk blood sugar spikes. Since oats are a carbohydrate source, and eating them alone doesn't slow down their absorption. Low protein intake. Oats have a moderate amount of protein, but it's not enough to sustain your body's needs, especially as you age. Fat deficiency. Healthy fats are crucial for brain health, hormone production, and even joint lubrication, and oats don't provide nearly enough fat. Let me tell you about Samantha, 64, from Houston, Texas. Samantha had been eating a bowl of oatmeal every morning for months, thinking it was all she needed for a healthy breakfast. She paired it with fruit and a little bit of honey, but didn't think much beyond that. After a few weeks,
She started feeling tired all the time. Her energy would dip around 11 a.m. and stay low throughout the afternoon. She also noticed mood swings, feeling irritable for no reason. Her doctor ran some tests and found her protein levels were low. When we looked closer at her diet, we discovered that although she was eating oats every day, she wasn't getting enough protein and fat, which led to her energy problems. The solution? We kept the oatmeal, but we added more balance, protein. Samantha began adding Greek yogurt or eggs with her breakfast. Healthy fats. She started incorporating avocado or nuts into her oatmeal. Her energy levels went up, and her mood stabilized. Samantha realized that oats are wonderful, but they need to be part of a larger balanced diet. So how do you avoid this mistake? Don't rely on oats alone. Pair your oats with a protein source, like yogurt, eggs, or nuts. Add healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or nut butter. Include fiber from vegetables and different fruits to get a variety of nutrients. Eating oats can be amazing, but only if you balance them with other essential nutrients. Mistake #5. Overloading oats with sugar or sweeteners. Here's the 5th fatal mistake: overloading your oats with sugar or sweeteners. We've all seen it before. You make your bowl of oatmeal, and then you add a generous amount of brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, or even chocolate chips. At first it seems harmless. After all, it's just a little sugar, right? Well, here's the problem. Oats are naturally sweet on their own, and adding sugar or sweeteners can turn a healthy meal into a sugar bomb. The issue with adding sugar or sweeteners is that they increase your blood sugar levels quickly, especially when you're eating them first thing in the morning. For people over 60, this becomes even more critical, as insulin resistance tends to develop with age, and rapid spikes in blood sugar can lead to weight gain, fatigue, and long-term health problems like type 2 diabetes. Let's talk about Carlos, 70, from Dallas, Texas. Carlos loved his oatmeal, but every morning he added a few tablespoons of brown sugar and honey on top of his oats. He thought it was just a small treat and didn't think much about it. However, after a few weeks of this routine, Carlos noticed he was gaining weight, even though his diet was otherwise healthy. He also felt sluggish after breakfast, and his energy didn't last long into the morning. When we analyzed his routine, the sugar was the culprit. The added sugars were spiking his blood sugar early in the day, and his body was storing excess calories as fat. The fix was simple. Carlos stopped adding sugar and started sweetening his oats with fresh berries or a small amount of cinnamon. He also started adding unsweetened almond butter or chia seeds to increase his healthy fats and protein intake. After a few days, Carlos noticed his energy was more stable throughout the day, and the weight gain stopped. His mood also improved, and he felt less sluggish after meals. Here's the lesson. If you're over 60, avoid adding sugar to your oats. Instead, use natural sweeteners like cinnamon, vanilla extract, or fresh fruit, such as berries or bananas.
Try a small amount of unsweetened almond butter or coconut flakes for flavor and healthy fats. If you need a bit of sweetness, try stevia or a monk fruit as sugar substitutes, but keep it minimal. Mistake #6, relying on instant oatmeal instead of whole oats. Here's the 6th fatal mistake: relying on instant oatmeal instead of whole oats. Instant oatmeal is quick and convenient, but it comes with a hidden price. Instant oats are highly processed, meaning they've been cooked and dried to make them faster to prepare. While this may seem like a time saver, it reduces the nutritional value of the oats. Here's why: instant oats have a higher glycemic index. This means they raise blood sugar levels more quickly than whole oats, which can be an issue for people over 60. Lower fiber content. The processing removes some of the fiber and nutrients, making them less effective for digestion and heart health. Added sugars and preservatives. Many instant oatmeal packets contain hidden sugars, preservatives, and flavoring agents that turn a nutritious meal into an unhealthy one. Let me tell you about Helen, 66, from San Diego, California. Helen was in a hurry every morning, so she'd grab a packet of instant oatmeal, tear it open, pour hot water, and eat it on the go. She thought she was eating healthy, especially since the package said whole grain oats. But after a few months of this, she started feeling more bloated, and her energy levels crashed by midday. Her blood sugar test showed spikes, and her doctor recommended that she try eating whole oats instead of instant. When we switched her to steel-cut oats instead of instant oatmeal, her digestion improved and her blood sugar became much more stable. She also noticed a big improvement in her energy levels and started feeling less sluggish. The solution is simple. Avoid instant oatmeal that's processed and often packed with sugar. Choose whole oats like rolled oats or steel-cut oats for the highest nutrient content and the lowest glycemic index. Steel-cut oats are the least processed and offer the most fiber and slow-digesting carbohydrates. So far, we've covered some of the most common mistakes people make when eating oats every day. Thinking oats are a one-size-fits-all food, it's all about the right portion and balance with other nutrients. Ignoring the glycemic impact of oats, be mindful of how oats can affect your blood sugar levels, especially if you have diabetes. Overloading oats with sugar or sweeteners, keep your oats naturally sweet by using fruits, cinnamon, or small amounts of other natural sweeteners. Eating oats without considering the importance of balance, pair oats with protein, healthy fats, and fiber for a complete breakfast. Relying on instant oatmeal instead of whole oats, always choose steel-cut oats or rolled oats for the best nutritional profile. In the final part of this video, we'll dive into the last two mistakes, and I'll give you a weekly plan to incorporate oats into your diet the right way. We'll also discuss the mindset you need to make lasting changes and avoid these common pitfalls. But before we go on, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and it would mean a lot to me if you joined our community. Stay tuned for the final part, and we'll wrap up with solutions, practical tips, and everything you need to keep oats a healthy, balanced part of your diet. Mistake #6, relying on instant oatmeal instead of whole oats. Here's the sixth fatal mistake, relying on instant oatmeal instead of whole oats. Instant oatmeal is quick and convenient, but it comes with a hidden price. Instant oats are highly processed, meaning they've been cooked and dried to make them faster to prepare. While this may seem like a time saver, it reduces the nutritional value of the oats. Here's why instant oats have a higher glycemic index. This means they raise blood sugar levels more quickly than whole oats, which can be an issue for people over 60. Lower fiber content. The processing removes some of the fiber and nutrients, making them less effective for digestion and heart health. Added sugars and preservatives. Many instant oatmeal packets contain hidden sugars, preservatives, and flavoring agents that turn a nutritious meal into an unhealthy one. Let me tell you about Helen, 66, from San Diego, California. Helen was in a hurry every morning, so she'd grab a packet of instant oatmeal, tear it open, pour hot water, and eat it on the go. She thought she was eating healthy, especially since the package said whole grain oats. But after a few months of this, she started feeling more bloated, and her energy levels crashed by midday. Her blood sugar test showed spikes, and her doctor recommended that she try eating whole oats instead of instant. When we switched her to steel-cut oats instead of instant oatmeal, her digestion improved and her blood sugar became much more stable. She also noticed a big improvement in her energy levels and started feeling less sluggish after meals. The solution is simple. Avoid instant oatmeal that's processed and often packed with sugar. Choose whole oats like rolled oats or steel-cut oats for the highest nutrient content and the lowest glycemic index. Steel-cut oats are the least processed and offer the most fiber and slow-digesting carbohydrates. Mistake #7, relying too much on sweeteners for flavor. Here's the seventh and final fatal mistake, relying too much on sweeteners for flavor in your oatmeal. If you love your oats, you might be tempted to make them sweeter by adding more and more sweeteners. Whether it's brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, or artificial sweeteners, it's easy to get carried away. But here's the thing. You don't need a lot of sugar to enjoy the natural sweetness of oats. In fact, the more sugar or sweeteners you add, the less nutritional value your meal has. If you constantly add sweeteners to your oatmeal, you risk blood sugar spikes that can lead to energy crashes, increased cravings for sweet foods throughout the day, unnecessary calories that add up over time and contribute to weight gain. Let me share Rita's story, who is 71 years old from Los Angeles, California. Rita loved her oatmeal, but she had a habit of adding 2 tablespoons of brown sugar every morning, plus a drizzle of maple syrup for flavor. She thought, it's oatmeal, so it must be healthy, and didn't realize how much sugar she was adding to her breakfast. A few weeks later, Rita started noticing her increased sugar cravings throughout the day. By lunchtime, she would crave more sweets and felt tired. She also gained a few pounds, even though her overall eating habits seemed healthy. When we looked at her oatmeal routine, it became clear the sugars were the culprit. By reducing her sugar intake and replacing it with fresh fruit like blueberries or bananas, cinnamon or vanilla extract, her blood sugar stabilized and her cravings disappeared. The fix is simple. Reduce added sugars in your oats. Use fresh fruit, cinnamon, or a touch of vanilla extract to enhance the natural flavor of the oats without adding extra sugar. If you want a little sweetness, try stevia, monk fruit, or a small amount of honey, but keep it minimal. Weekly plan. How to eat oats the healthy way. Now that we've covered the 7 mistakes and their solutions, let's talk about how you can incorporate oats into your diet healthily and safely, especially as you age. Here's a simple, healthy weekly plan that balances oats with other essential nutrients and avoids the dangers we've discussed. Day 1. Steel-cut oats with fresh fruit and protein. Start your day with steel-cut oats 1/2 cup dry. Add a small handful of blueberries, sliced banana, or fresh strawberries for flavor and natural sweetness. Pair your oats with a source of protein like Greek yogurt or almond butter.
Optional, add a dash of cinnamon or a few chia seeds for added nutrients. Day 2. Rolled oats with nuts and seeds. Make rolled oats 1/2 cup dry with water or unsweetened almond milk. Top with almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds for healthy fats and protein. Add flax seeds or hemp seeds for an extra boost of fiber and omega-3 sit. Enjoy with a side of green tea or black coffee for an energy lift. Day 3. Savory oats with veggies. Cook steel-cut oats 1/2 cup dry in water. Top with sautéed spinach, avocado, and a fried egg for a savory, satisfying breakfast. Season with salt, pepper, and a little olive oil for a healthy fat boost. This is a great way to change things up while still enjoying the benefits of oats. Day 4. Oatmeal smoothie bowl blend. Rolled oats 1/4 cup dry with frozen fruit like mango, berries, or pineapple, and a bit of Greek yogurt or unsweetened almond milk. Top with chia seeds, coconut flakes, and fresh fruit for a refreshing smoothie bowl. Add a tablespoon of peanut butter or almond butter for healthy fats and protein. Day 5. Oats with yogurt and healthy fats. Cook rolled oats 1/2 cup dry and top with Greek yogurt for protein. Add a handful of sliced almonds, walnuts, or coconut flakes for healthy fats. Add a drizzle of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon for natural sweetness, but keep it minimal. Mindset: eating oats the smart way. Now that you have a plan for how to eat oats in a balanced and healthy way, let's talk about your mindset moving forward. When you're over 60, it's easy to get caught up in the idea of a quick fix or a miracle food. You might think that just eating oats every day will solve all your health problems, but it's the whole approach to your diet and lifestyle that matters most. LaLanne used to say, "It's not what you do once in a while that counts, it's what you do every day." If you eat oats every day but still overload on sugar, neglect protein and healthy fats, or don't balance them with vegetables and other fruits, you're not using oats to their fullest potential. The key is balance. Oats should be part of a well-rounded, nutrient-dense diet. They can't do everything by themselves. And remember, it's about consistency, not perfection. You don't need to eat oats every day, but if you enjoy them, try to do it the right way, in moderation, balanced with other foods, and in line with your overall health goals. Recap: 7 mistakes to avoid when eating oats every day. So let's quickly recap the 7 fatal mistakes you learned today. Thinking oats are a one-size-fits-all food. Portion size and balance with protein and fats matter. Ignoring the glycemic impact of oats. Be mindful of how oats can affect your blood sugar levels, especially if you have diabetes. Overloading oats with sugar or sweeteners. Reduce the added sugars and use fresh fruit or cinnamon for sweetness. Relying on instant oatmeal instead of whole oats. Choose steel-cut or rolled oats for better nutrients. Relying too much on sweeteners for flavor. Use natural sweeteners like cinnamon, fruit, or small amounts of honey, not including other sources of nutrition with oats. Balance oats with protein, healthy fats, and fiber from vegetables and fruits. Not paying attention to portion sizes. Keep your servings moderate and paired with other foods to avoid overloading on carbs. By being mindful of these mistakes, you can enjoy oats the right way and reap all the benefits without the hidden risks. That's it for today's video. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with anyone who might benefit from these tips. Remember, oats are great for your health, but like anything, they're most effective when you eat them in the right way, with the right balance. Stay tuned for more videos where we'll keep sharing tips on how to eat smarter, feel better, and live stronger after 60. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.